Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Fourcast under the umbrella of ADA Talk Initiative. Today, we'll be hosting an interview with our presidential candidates, and today's guest is Fidan Huseynzade.
Hello,
It's
everyone.
really nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's an honor.
Hello, how are your things been going lately?
It's going great. Honestly, I love having this energy of candidacy, and I love sharing my ideas with everyone. So it's great.
That's great. Before starting the interview, I'd like to explain some basics of it. Basically, there will be 4 levels of it. 4 levels of questions. It will be mild, spicy, hot, and scorching. The further you go, the more provocative and harsher the questions are. Are you ready to begin?
Of course.
All right. We'll start with the mild category. First question. First question. When do you think is it right as a president to go against the people's will? Like, do you think as a president you have the right to cross this border where you go against the people's will and the general vote?
You mean like go against their will of doing something good or doing something that harms?
It doesn't have to be bad or good. It's just that the people don't like it.
Some idea of mine.
Some idea of yours or any from the administration, basically.
So I think actually it depends on the topic, but if I were to be given a case scenario, I would definitely go with the opinion of everyone else, because in my own slogan, it says that we're powered by unity. And so unity in that means that we're supposed to be together as a community. And I could not stand the idea that something is going on in between the classmates or any other classes. And it's bothering me personally, even if it were to contradict my own opinion. So I would definitely go with the idea that I would support the classes, and even if it's about going against my own will. So yeah, if it's for the best, I will do it for them.
All right. Let's go to the next category of the questions. This will be the spicy ones. All right. Let's go on. Could you name me one of your major disadvantage or weakness that makes people distrustful when thinking about you?
So, of course, I'm not a perfect human being. I think like everyone else in this world, they all have their own pros and cons. But personally, when it comes to thinking about myself, I think the first idea that I have as a disadvantage is the fact that sometimes I overly do something. So, for example, if someone states an idea, I would just take and go over it and overthink about it. So it might not be looking like whatever has actually been wanted by others. So instead, it will be something that's more altered and modified rather than something that was been requested.
All right. And in your opinion, what trait in you should make us believe you again, even if the weakness is to remain?
Well, I think that the traits that I have is not just about putting into the category of leadership, but also putting into category of being friendly as a person. So coming from the nature of myself, I'm a person with 3 siblings. I have been growing up in a family. I have 2 younger siblings. And I think that from the nature itself, it has made me grow into a person that more is in the responsible side. And I'm not here to show that some people who don't have those things coming from their nature don't have those traits. But I think that it's coming from the nature of the fact that I was born as a responsible person. And I think that that type of trait coming from the fact of my family would affect me as a person right now.
That's actually really great answer. But before going to the next category, I'd like to explain the rules of it. The next category is hot, and there is one simple rule to it. You will be given a time to answer my question. The time will be 1 minute. However, there is a twist to it. You won't see the timer. Alright, the question is, if there ever was an obligation that you think is, to be honest, pointless, yet you still enforce it just for the sake of it, do you think there actually this kind of rule or an obligation? If there is, could you name this obligation? And you may answer the question.
Could you repeat, please?
Alright, if there was an obligation or a rule, you yourself think it's pointless.
Okay.
You still enforce it.
Yes.
Just for the sake of it.
Yes.
Do you think that this rule actually exists, or is there one in our world, the universe? And if it does exist, what kind of a rule is this?
So personally, I think that there's a rule of every student having a certain dress code. And I obviously respect this because it has been from school and has been happening for decades, and it's for the sake of disciplinary and respect for others. But I would prefer having our own sense of style and what would we bring as person of ourselves. So if I have my own style and I would want to show it to the community as a whole, I would definitely implement that on my, for example, appearance. That's why I think that certain exact rule could be considered one of the main aspects that I think would be a little for the sake of it. And I understand that it's for the sake of disciplinary. I'm not saying anything about it. Again, I fully respect it with due all honor. However, I do think that it mainly impacts the way we represent ourselves as a whole community.
All right. You almost fit the time barrier. Oh. And you answered this hot question. Now we're going to the scorching category. Are you ready to begin?
Of course.
All right. If there was, in terms of event planning and organization, what would you choose? If making the participation in the event compulsory, mandatory for the students, even though the students don't really want it, but the event itself is important? Or will you be willing instead to just promote the event, but not make it compulsory, make it optional for visiting?
So obviously, I think this question comes to personality, and I would definitely go with the option of making it not compulsory, because I personally am, as a person who, I would definitely say that not the type of person who would go with the compulsory option, because it feels so forced sometimes to have to go somewhere just for the sake of going and just for the sake of participation. And it feels truly horrible. Therefore, I would be definitely on the side where you have the option to do what you want, because I think in life, we are given options and we're given choices. And in the stages of our choices and options, we get to choose what we are wishing for. So I think that to prepare us for life as of Ada community, I think we need to start giving these barriers as soon as at school. Therefore, we're able to be able to control our life. For example, if I pick this event, I will know that I'll have this, I'll have that. So this is just about coming to the responsibility of a person. And I think it's more awakening them as a human being themselves. So for example, if I see that one person is not willing to come and it just feels so forced, I would definitely understand that they're not thinking about this in their mind. They're thinking of something opposite of that. They're thinking something of different. Therefore, I would definitely go with the idea that you should pick something that you want, because it's something that you have been thinking about. And it's something that comes for your own opinion and for your own sake.
All right. These were all the questions. I'm really glad you came to this interview, and I wish you the best of luck in your presidential campaign and debates.
Thank you so much. Thank you.